G'day, my name is Stu and this is Karen, and we are both staff workers who work alongside the student leadership here at CU to make Jesus known on campus at Monash. And Karen, today we're looking at a diagram which helps to explain the heart of Christianity. So can you take us through the diagram and show us how it works?
Sure. So the thing about Christianity is it's about Jesus. Because the word Christian means a follower of Christ. It's not about good or bad, it's not about whatever, it's about following or not following Jesus. And it works like this. Jesus, when he lived on earth, lived a perfect relationship. He lived a perfect relationship with God, others, himself, and the world. And God says the consequence of this, or the result, or the reward for this, is he gets to be with God. Now, us, on the other hand, we have a problem. Because we have a not perfect relationship. We have a not perfect relationship in at least these four categories. We don't have a perfect relationship with God. We don't have a perfect relationship with each other. That's pretty clear, especially at the moment. We don't even have a perfect relationship with ourselves. We don't eat right. We don't sleep enough. We don't talk to ourselves well. And our world is a disaster, and we've done it. It's our fault. And God says the consequence of this not perfect relationship is a punishment. There's got to be some consequence. And it's the kind of logical punishment of a broken relationship, which is to be without God. Now, most people understand this, but the key, the central part of Christianity is the next bit. What happens is Jesus chooses this. He chooses to be punished. This punishment, the punishment that we deserve, and he does that so that we can have freedom from this punishment. So when he's dying on the cross, this exchange is what's happening. This transaction is what's going on. Now the problem is, once he's died on the cross, he's dead. And dead men are not particularly useful, but to prove that the swap really happened, he rose from the dead. And so to understand Christianity, you need to understand that this swap, this transaction in the middle, is the key. If you're wanting to actually figure out how to become a Christian, what this diagram shows you is that you have two choices. You have this choice or this choice. If you want freedom from this punishment, then you need to acknowledge that this is what we deserve and to ask God for the freedom that comes because Jesus died in your place. So this swap is the important part.
Okay, so that's very clear, Karen. But this all comes out of the Bible. That's where we get the message from. So can you tell us where the bits of this diagram come from in the Bible? Where does it say it in the Bible, what you're saying here?
Yeah, sure. So there's all sorts of places. It's all over the Bible, all right? And you need to look it up yourself to see. But let me show you a few places. One is in the book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 45, where Jesus actually says he came to give his life as a ransom for many. All right, so he says in his own words that he gives his life as a ransom for many. Another place where it talks about it really clearly is John 3:16, where it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish, but will have eternal life." So he gave his only Son. Whoever believes in him will not perish, but will have eternal life. But my personal favourite is 1 Peter 3:18, where it says that the Christ, or Jesus, suffered the righteous for the unrighteous to bring us to God. And it just is so clear. The Christ suffered the righteous, he suffered the righteous for the unrighteous to bring us to God. And so we have a choice. All people have a choice between this and this. And God will allow us the dignity of choosing to be without him. But we need to understand that's what we're doing. We're choosing to be without God. We have the choice to be accepted and loved and forgiven by God through Jesus, because he died and took our punishment in our place. That's the key, the centre of Christianity.